there, Star Wars fans, and welcome to another RebelScum.com video. And today we are talking about, of course, what else? The Cantina. So, the Cantina, the Mos Eisley Cantina to be specific, has kind of been one of the most iconic pieces, one of the big jumping off points, if you will, for the Star Wars universe. Seeing it for the first time for many Star Wars fans back in the day in '77, it was really our first portal into what is Star Wars. I mean, we didn't really get to see a whole lot of alien characters up until that point. We didn't really get what Ben was talking about when he said, hey, we're at Mos Eisley. You'll never see more wretched hive of scum and villainy. It's like, okay, sure. Well, where does he take him? He takes him to a bar. He takes him to the Mos Eisley bar. We see the cantina for the first time. And as soon as they walk through those doors, it's just fantastical looking alien creatures left and right. There's just so much going on. Of course, there's the iconic cantina theme played by the modal notes. And there's all kinds of other like stuff happening in the background. There's awesome costumery. There's awesome makeup. A lot of really cool stuff went into the cantina that just kind of like opened so many eyes to Star Wars right then and there, seeing it on screen for the first time. And of course, the cantina has been something that's been touched on by Hasbro and Kenner multiple times throughout, well, their times using the license of Star Wars to make toys with. So throughout 3 3/4 scale, there is a lot. Of course, I don't have it all on display with me today because there's just so much. It's really hard to just kind of pick and choose what you want to show off and what you want to display here, especially when you're covering all the various toys and various versions of various characters from the cantina. Now, many characters who appear in the cantina only have single action figure releases, meaning they were released, that character was released one time. They didn't get another updated figure later on in another line. They just came out that one and only time. Now, many characters, of course, like Ben Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, Han, Chewie, those guys have been released several times. We have so many versions of all of those figures. Really, when it comes to putting together your diorama, which even Hasbro covered when they started working on Star Wars toys, when you want to work on your diorama, it's really about, well, which version do you like the best? Do you care to have the most articulated version? Do you care to have the most affordable version? And that's what's kind of nice when it comes to putting together your cantina. When it comes to the main characters, you have a lot of options. So, like I was saying, there's Han, there's Chewie, there's Luke, there's Ben. Those are kind of the main ones that you have the most options with. You also have a lot of options with Greedo, for example. Here's a pretty nice and affordable Greedo. Has limited articulation, but a little bit more than the 5 POA of the Power of the Force 2 Greedo, but maybe not as much as the Greedo over here that is totally fully articulated and has cloth goods. Now, that's not a vintage collection Greedo. That's actually what kind of initiated what was to become the vintage collection, which is such an awesome figure. And of course, we have other characters that you could probably put in your cantina from those figure releases, like Han and Chewie, for example, or Farm Boy Luke or Ben Kenobi also got releases on those cards that were a little bit better. But there's also the vintage collection releases of those characters if you want the absolute best version possible in your 3 3/4 scale collection. I said Hasbro kind of started off the whole diorama thing, and while you could kind of argue that Kenner did when they did the Cantina Showdown figure pack that's right here in front of me, you could make that argument. However, there's not really any diorama pieces. You got a cardboard backdrop. You've got a figure stand that all 3 figures could stand on. But that's really about it. And then, of course, Hasbro perfected that later with their... I just realized these guys had fallen over. Maybe they had too much spatchka. Okay. Here, lean on the counter. That's what it's for, Ben. Order another drink, would you? There you go. Didn't realize those guys fell over. I would say Hasbro perfected it with the Black Series because we actually got the Cantina bar. Of course, we got the middle piece with all the canisters and coffee makers and things behind it. But then Hasbro came out with one of two of their cardboard dioramas. So we have the 3D display diorama here, and you get a Sand Trooper with that, and it's done in the original Power of the Force 2 style. So they just basically reproduced the Power of the Force 2. Oh, there he is. Sand Trooper mold, which I have in front of me right here. So that's the original Sand Trooper action figure by Kenner in the mid 90s. But then you got a slightly different release of this figure with a different colored pauldron, and instead of having the backpack, you got the little probe droid that was following them around in the streets during the special edition. But it is a pretty nice and wide displayable diorama. And it's not bad for a cardboard playset. It's actually really cool for a cardboard playset. And then, of course, you've got Cantina aliens to go with it to kind of fill out your Cantina patrons. You got one of the Snaggletooths. You got the Devil Man, the first release of a Deveronian action figure, Labria. You got Nabrin Leeds. I heard L in my head. And then you've got Tequila. So really cool characters in the Cantina Aliens pack. And Hasbro just really started over the years just piecemealing and filling out that Cantina diorama as it went. And then in the early 2000s, they started doing the physical plastic release of the Cantina bar sections. Now, we weren't really able to finish our Cantina bars until much later, until about the 30th anniversary, which was in 2007. And that was with the release of two figures, Mium Unith here and Ellis Hellrot. Now, the reason that we finish it off with those two characters, the bar itself, is because these two characters came with the corner pieces. Now, this corner piece is interchangeable. It's not like you had to buy just Mium Unith and Ellis Hellrot. The incentive was you get a corner piece and you get a unique character. And this is one of those characters I mentioned earlier where they only have one figure release. So there is only one Mium Unith action figure. There's only one Ellis Hellrot action figure. They did not get Power of the Force 2 releases. They didn't get Episode 2 card releases. They didn't get Vintage Collections releases years later. This is their one and only release. And you're going to find, actually, when it comes to a lot of the Cantina aliens, there's many characters who are like that. In fact, most of them are. It's only a handful that just got constant updated releases or re-releases. For example, aside from the core cast, the other figures that get updated releases and really good ones is Panda Baba, who I have the Black Series version here, and I have the 3 3/4 Black Series version right here, which actually was originally a Vintage Collection release. There's a VC Dr. Evazan, which is a much, much nicer update than the Power of the Force 2 Cantina Showdown here, which was his first figure, by the way. Panda Baba even got a single-carded release back in the day on Power of the Force 2. So, like I said, there's a lot of cost-effective ways to get some of the characters, but unless you just want the absolute best of the best of the best, some of those characters only got one release. Like this VC character over here, Bomb Vimden. He's another one who got only one release. Or like this guy right here, Elor's Matic. This is his only figure release as well. And not that it's an expensive release, but not all of them are Vintage Collection releases. Like Jasper over here. Jasper is also a figure who only got released on the Episode 2 card. He's not an expensive figure, but if you're trying to finish your Cantina, you got to dive into the Episode 2 toy line, which is part of why the 3 3/4 scale is such a nice and diverse line. It's not just VC or 5 POA. There's a lot of in-between stuff, too, to collect. And before I finish off, of course, like I was saying about this with the 3 3/4 scale, we got the Cantina bar now in Black Series thanks to the PulseCon 2021 exclusive re-release, the kind of recreation of this awesome figure pack that Kenner did back in the day. We also, thanks Luke, thanks Obi-Wan. We also have the Cantina Showdown pack that was released in the early days of the Black Series. Now, these are just repacks of the Black Series Han Solo that was on the orange stripe box and the Greedo that was on the orange stripe box. But we got these cool little cardboard cutouts of their little corner booth in the back of the Cantina. So for those of us who like to collect the 6-inch scale figures, Now we're starting to get more and more of our Cantina dioramas put together too. So there's options for both 3 3/4 scale and 6-inch collectors now, which is super nice. Now I also have a few other figures in front of me, like a VC Sand Trooper. Obviously, there's other options for even Sand Troopers, and there's even other options for the character Grendon over here. But there are, like I said, lots of options for Chewies, Hans. There's even options for other Cantina bartenders. EV-99. It was confirmed later on that EV-99, the droid that was catering to the Mandalorian in Season 1 of The Mandalorian on Tatooine, is the same EV-99 that was working Jabba's dungeon at Jabba's palace. So you also have bartender options as well. You'll probably notice I don't have a Wooer figure in front of me. He only has 2 action figure releases so far, one of which came with a section of the physical molded Cantina bar in 3 3/4 scale. The first was a fan club exclusive release in the Power of the Force 2 line, and it came with the droid detector. Pretty cool figure. But like I said, when it comes to the Cantina, it's such an awesome and diverse diorama. It's something fans go to a lot. And if you're a Star Wars fan looking to find a good starting place to start building your collection, why not start at the beginning? Why not start with the Cantina? It's a fun display to put together. There's so many awesome characters to do with it. And you'll be collecting through all kinds of different Star Wars toy lines for a good amount of time, depending on what you have available. All right, guys, that's it for today. That's it for the Cantina. Like I said, lots of awesome figures all across the spectrum of collecting with Star Wars toys. What do y'all think? Are there some favorite characters that you're hoping to see make the jump to the Cantina sometime soon, as far as what characters we still don't have? And there are, believe it or not, characters we still don't have to collect for our Cantina. For example, there's the twin sisters, the Tonka sisters. They don't have action figures, even to this day. So let us know. What do you think? What are some characters you hope to get included? Are you hoping to see some characters from The Mandalorian in case you want to do the Mandalorian version of the Cantina? Let us know. Check out other rebelscum.com content. Like and subscribe. Please follow us on social media. And make sure you're going to the website daily for new videos, articles, and news on rebelscum.com. Go to our website, rebelscumshop.com, for awesome original Rebel Scum exclusive merch. And that's it for today, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.